Hey guys, welcome to your channel. We are going to discuss a very important topic today. This topic is nothing but invasive species. This is a very important news. It has come into Hindu news, especially in all the prominent national newspapers. It has environmental impact here. It has value from the environmental point of view. You can find any question regarding pre or mains from this topic. What is invasive species? Invasive species are some kinds of alien and exotic species not native to the existing culture. Exotic means sometimes they are imported to India for the entertainment purposes, for the decorating purposes, for the purpose of gardening, and for any other commercial purposes. But as time passes, they inhabit or they occupy the native ecosystem in such a way that it becomes difficult to prevent their growth, and their growth seems so uncontrollable that it poses concerns to the ecosystem. Right, not only ecosystem, it has various socioeconomic concerns also. Right, so what are the some kind of threats caused by these invasive species? They create threat to native biodiversity. We all know that they are creating threat to the existing grassland and shola forest in India. And a native invasive species called lantana, they actually create a mat-like structure which harms the ecosystem, grassland, and also create threat to the food chain in the ecosystem. And most suffered animal species are Nilgiri teher and Indian bison, which have faced threats due to the invasive species. They do not allow local species to grow. They they emanate a kind of resin-like structure, resin-like substance which makes the soil acidic. They create economic loss. Their invasion of pasture land is very much crucial, right? It actually poses threat to the food of the cattle. And again, soil degradation and groundwater degradation are some other prominent threats caused by invasive species. So it is our duty to find out some kind of commonly known or some kind of pronounced invasive species found in India. You might find question in pre-date which of the following is not a invasive species found in India. And mains also, when you write answer, to justify your answer, you have to bring the context of one or two kind of invasive species which are creating problems in India. So first to name is lantana. You do not know, you will be very exclaimed that lantana is a very beautiful flower. Even I have planted it in my home. You might have planted this flower as well. Right, its beauty is so much that you cannot think that it has colonized a vast area of South India and Western India, posing threat to the biodiversity. Right, it is originally from Central and South America. It is a kind of shrub originally found in Central and South America. It was imported to India in long back ago in and around 1809. Its main purpose was actually ornamentation in garden. Now it has colonized most areas of South India and West India, creating threat to agricultural land and food chain of India. Then another invasive species is Prosopis juliflora. It is originally found in South America, imported to India in 1870. What was its purpose? Its purpose was to produce actually kind of fuel wood. And its nature was such that it is a drought-resistant plant, and that is why it was planted in most arid and semi-arid areas of India. But throughout the time, it has colonized all the arid and semi-arid areas of India in so pervasive way that it seems difficult to control the growth of this invasive species, the growth of this plant. Right, it has occupied all the individual land, grazing land, and agricultural land of Karnataka, Maharashtra, Punjab, Rajasthan, Haryana, etc. Then coming to the another kind of invasive plants is wattle, eucalyptus, pinus, etc. These are some kind of trees, actually, plants who bears also Ayurvedic qualities as well as some economic values also. Right, that is why they are planted to India, and that is why they are imported to India. They are not native to India, right? Because of the commercial purpose, because of the Ayurvedic purpose, they were planted in India. But their uncontrolled growth growth remains unnoticed, right? And that is why now they are posing a very great threat to the economic biodiversity. Some of their for example, eucalyptus, it has Ayurvedic value, economic value, as well as ornamentation purpose. Right. And these eucalyptus finus and wattle has made Nilgiri grassland woody and thorny. They are posing very much threat and danger to the existing Nilgiri biodiversity in India. Right, and invasive species means not only plant, they equally encompass animals also. In India, especially in Assam, you will find giant African snail. They are so much invasive at current scenario that they eat whatever they find, and they actually seem to be a great concern to the farmers, because the farmers, whatever they plant with their hard work, this giant African snail eat everything, eat every plant actually. Right, it was actually brought from Mauritius due to some curiosity purposes. Right, in that way, so you might probably find that there are some kind of fishes, right, which are frequently banned by the government. Some kind of, they are either brought for eating purposes, or they are either brought for some kind of aquarium purposes, right? Whether it is for ornamentation or whether it is for hybrid food culture, they once they brought to India, their growth becomes uncontrolled, and now they are posing threat to the biodiversity, yeah, existing species, right? Some kind of alien fishes are brown trout, African catfishes, etc. And these kind of fishes has so much uncontrollably occupied the rivers and wetlands of India. Now it will be Herculean task to control their growth. Then, in our answer, we have to always show that what are the solution, yeah, what are the steps of the government of India to prevent this problem. So, under Convention of Biodiversity, HE target, India has also vowed to prevent the growth of this kind of invasive species. They have taken steps under this HE target. India has taken steps to identify alien species, the root causes of their growth, and development strategies to prevent the growth of invasive species by 2020. These steps are taken under the banner of HE target. Right. So, along-wise, India has taken steps like in 2009, a forest invasive species shell has been established. In recent tiger census, it has introduced a survey of invasive plant in tiger landscape. Means the recent tiger census has introduced a survey to find out what part of the tiger landscapes are occupied by invasive plants. Right. In that way, in 12-year plan, India has proposed an national invasive species monitoring system, plant quarantine, regulation of import to India Order 2003, the Destructive Insect and Pest Act 1904, Environment Protection Act and Biological Diversity Act, alongside Livestock Import Act, are some kind of steps prevalent in India to prevent the growth of invasive species. But there is no solid and concrete or consolidated steps have been taken by India to prevent the growth of these invasive species. Right. So a kind of concrete and consolidated steps in association with Environment Ministry, government, civil society, awareness of people are necessary to take active part in case of preventing the growth of invasive species.